In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Zombie Kittens expansion pack for the Exploding Kittens base game. I'm going to be breaking down how it works, what's great about it, what's not so great about it, and my overall thoughts on the expansion pack. There will be a link for this expansion in the description of this video if you want to pick it up. As well, please be sure to subscribe to this channel if you want to see more videos like this one. Let's talk about how this expansion pack works. If you're watching this video, chances are you already know your way around the rules for the Exploding Kittens base game. But just in case you don't, you should know that the object of the game is to avoid drawing the Exploding Kitten card, which will completely obliterate you unless you shut it down with a diffuse card, or in this case, a Zombie Kitten card. You should also know that you will need the base game in order to play with this expansion pack. When combining this expansion with an Exploding Kittens base game, be sure to replace the diffuse cards with the Zombie Kitten cards, giving one Zombie Kitten card to each player and dealing 7 additional cards to each player. That's enough to get you started. Zombie Kittens comes crawling with a graveyard full of creepy new cards. To start, let's break down the types of cards included in this expansion pack. The Zombie Kitten card. When you draw an Exploding Kitten, play this card to defuse it. You will then bring one dead player back to life if there are any. You don't have to play this card when you draw an Exploding Kitten if you don't want to, but you should hope that someone will eventually resurrect you. Once you've brought a player back, take your Exploding Kitten and the other player's Exploding Kitten and place them anywhere you want on the deck. And yes, this means that if someone is blown up by an Exploding Kitten card, they should keep it face up in front of them in the instance that they're resurrected, and they need to add it back to the draw pile. The Clone card. When you play this card on top of another card in the discard pile, it becomes that card. A clone card cannot be played on top of another clone card and can only be played when it's your turn. The Clairvoyance card. When another player has played a Zombie Kitten card, play this card, even if it's not your turn. You then get to watch where the player places the Exploding Kitten card in the deck. The Super Skip card. End your turn without drawing a card. If you're supposed to take multiple turns, end them all. The Dig Deeper card. Draw the top card from the draw pile, look at it, and decide if you want to keep it. If so, put it in your hand and end your turn. If you don't keep the card, you must draw the next card in the draw pile, regardless of what it is. Then place the card that you didn't want to draw on top of the draw pile. The Feed the Dead card. Choose any dead player. All living players other than you must choose one card from their hand to give to the dead player. You can play this card at any time, regardless of whether or not it's your turn or whether or not you're alive. And if you're dead, you can play this card on yourself. The Grave Robber card. All dead players with cards must choose one card from their hand to shuffle into the draw pile. You cannot play this card if there are no dead players. The Attack of the Dead card. End your turn without drawing a card and force the next player to play 3 whole turns per each dead player. You cannot play this card if there are no dead players. The Shuffle card. Shuffle the draw pile and continue your turn. You can play this particular shuffle card at any time, even if it's not your turn. Dead players can also play this card. Let's talk about what's great about this expansion pack. It goes without saying that the Zombie Kittens base game is one of the very best things to have ever happened to Exploding Kittens, so it should come as no surprise that this expansion pack version is nothing short of fantastic. If you're one of the many fans that has just sighed at the thought of buying yet another Exploding Kittens base game, this expansion pack will put those concerns at ease, giving you all of the zany and creepy cards of the base game but at half the price, such as the Zombie Kitten card and the Attack of the Dead card. The Zombie Kittens expansion is a must-have for any Kittens enthusiast. Another thing that I love about this expansion pack is just how slim it is. Recently, many have complained that there's one too many Exploding Kittens base games, with fans longing for newly released cards in a similar format as Streaking Kittens. While in the past I have complained about Streaking Kittens' lack of a box, I will admit, after so many base games being released, I just want less boxes and more cards. With this zombie fight expansion, fans will get exactly what they hoped for. Packed with a slew of fantastically spooky cards, Zombie Kittens is sure not to disappoint. Let's talk about what's not so great about this expansion pack. The reason I've taken so long to review this expansion is due entirely to the fact that it's been near impossible to get a hold of. This is especially so for international fans as well. While this version of Zombie Kittens was released years ago, it almost seemed to be pulled from shelves. My theory is that this was done to help boost the sales of the original Zombie Kittens base game, since it's more expensive, but that's just a theory. In any case, fans' enjoyment of this amazing expansion pack is based entirely on its availability, so my hope is that efforts will be made to get this on more shelves. All in all, the Zombie Kittens expansion pack represents some of the best gameplay that Exploding Kittens has to offer. Containing some of the most powerful and zany cards that the series has ever released, this expansion is sure to thrill fans of every persuasion. If you're questioning whether or not to add this Undead expansion to your Exploding Kittens collection, my advice would be to prepare for the apocalypse. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video, take care, and I'll see you around.